and how we can help you achieve your goals. First of all, I need to let you know that this is being recorded. So after this webinar, if you need to share the recording with anyone, or if you need to listen in again to understand a few things that we have said, probably the internet, or you just weren't listening at that point, we will be sending you a link to the recording that will be posted on YouTube. So don't worry, we have everything being recorded. We have consultants in the chat box that are ready to answer all of your questions. So you don't have to wait to the end of the webinar for the Q&A to actually ask your questions. Please type your questions in the chat box. Also, our email address is coaching@TitanRConsulting.com, which one of my consultants will be putting in the chat box now. Also, they will be putting my email address and also my services email address. If at any point in time in this conversation you want to email us on something personal or how you want us to help you, please ensure that you do that. Also, follow us on Instagram at TitanRConsulting and on Twitter at TitanR_C. Great, so we get to start now. Thank you all, you amazing minds, for joining us today. It's an honor to actually be speaking to you all, and I'm very excited. So today we'll be going through a few things. I'll be telling you about TitanRConsulting. I've told you a little bit about myself. I'll be giving you facts and figures about TitanRConsulting for the year 2020, what we've achieved and what our clients have also achieved. Then I'll be taking you through our admission services, what it covers and what it offers to you. Also our career services. Now, very interesting part of today is that we're going to be having 6 of our clients, some current clients, some previous clients, who will be coming to share their testimonials about how TitanRConsulting services has helped them achieve their goals. Our clients will be speaking in the middle of the presentation. So just watch out for that. If you have specific questions for one of the clients, you can just type the name of the client in the chat box and he or she would actually answer your question specifically. Good. So like I said before, I'm Tommy. I'm also known by Anu. I'm the senior consultant and the founder at TitanRConsulting. I started TitanRConsulting about 18 months ago to actually address the academic and career knowledge gap faced by international students in their graduate school and job search pursuit. I'm an MBA alum of the Ohio State University Fisher College of Business, where I graduated in 2019. And I have my day job as a PMM at Microsoft. I believe there is a lot for you to learn and also a lot for me to learn from your experiences and questions. With me today, I have other members of my team. I have Feromi Aburushade, who is my lead consultant and programs manager. And I have Gloria Baba, who is my associate consultant and social media manager. We have our other numerous consultants on the call to answer your questions. So make sure you type your questions in our chat box and follow us on social media so that you wouldn't miss any of the exciting things that we would be posting. Like I said again, type your questions in the chat box. You don't have to wait for the Q&A to type your questions out. So I'll be talking to you about our facts and figures. There are a lot of things that we have achieved at TitanRConsulting in 2020, and we are looking forward to achieving more in 2021. So you can see here we have 2 services, admissions and careers, which we'll be going into in much detail in the next slide. Before we actually also go to introduce our guests, let me take you through some of the numbers. So the year of 2020 actually includes the admissions clients for fall 2020 and also fall 2021. All of our clients that decided to use our services received admission. So we had 100% of our clients that got admissions into top 20 business schools. Our clients with 100% scholarship and full rides were 57%. While our candidates that actually got 75% and above in scholarships were 86% of our total clients. The total number of scholarships that we had, including stipend, as at 2020, December 2020, is $2.1 million. And the numbers are going to go up significantly once our round 2 admissions decisions are being released. The average return on investment for our clients that actually used our services compared to the admissions that they got and their scholarships is 400%. So it's a huge ROI for the little amount of money that you are going to pay to be coached by us at TitanR. Because TitanRConsulting doesn't just focus on admissions, we also ensure that our students have the required knowledge and experience to actually navigate their job search. So we start our career services even way before the students resume in school. For the class of 2022, those are students that are going to graduate in 2022. 100% of our clients had at least one interview before they started in the fall, while 100% of our clients have had at least 3 interviews before the end of December 2020, which is a very huge number, as a lot of companies just start interviewing in January. So we're already having our clients landing interviews very early. We have right now 50% of our clients that are graduating in 2022 already having internship offers in top 100 companies. That is a huge feat. Then for our clients that are graduating this year, that is our clients that used our career services late of last year and the beginning part of this year, all of them, 100% of them got internship offers. And 75% of them have full-time offers already. And we're wrapping up on the rest before the next couple of months, which is really very exciting. If you are going to check how much the salary increased from the people that used to use our services before they started using our services and after they used our services, it's actually a 900% jump in salary, which is a huge thing. So if you are thinking of how to accelerate your career, how to actually have a career jump and get things done at the right time, you are in the right place. TitanRConsulting is here to actually help you. Then some of our candidates, because I know I said, oh, top 20 business schools. And a lot of people are wondering, okay, what business schools? Well, we have Ohio State, we have Duke, we have Darden, we have MIT, we have Vanderbilt, we have Washington University, we have Arizona State, Penn State, College of William and Mary, University of Notre Dame, and a ton of other schools. We actually also have candidates in round 2 interview sessions for Chicago Booth, CMU, Talk, Indiana University, and Rice. So those are truckload of schools that our candidates are going to be getting admissions in. And candidates that are actually resuming this September, a couple of them already got the admissions with 60% of them getting full rides with stipend. Then for our career services, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, what companies are giving this 900% jump in salary? Well, our candidates have been able to land interviews and offers in companies like McKinsey, EY, Dell, Amazon, Google, Bank of America, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, Microsoft, MasterCard, Salesforce, Lenovo, Barclays, Facebook, American Express, Amgen, Johnson & Johnson, just to name a few. So irrespective of the industry that you are thinking of working in, we have expertise and we have consultants that can hold your hand in the process and guide you to actually reaching your goals. So those are our facts and figures for 2020, and we would love you to be part of our success story for 2021. So now we'll be talking about our admission services. What we've done here is that we have put our admission services on, a slide here. You can see the complete MBA admissions package, the complete grad school package, and we have our individual services. So yes, we offer admission services primarily to MBAs. However, we coach students for specific master's and PhD programs. The way our coaching service works, it mirrors a teacher-student relationship where we review everything that you put up to ensure that it meets the requirements and it meets the standard for the particular school. We also ensure that whatever you're writing for your school fits the requirements of that school, because sometimes a lot of people put in generic applications. What works for Booth doesn't work for Harvard. Although there are general things that you would put in your applications, but you have to be really very specific. We would hold your hand through the process from when you are deciding what schools do I apply to when you actually finally make the decision of the school you would actually enroll in. Now, we have a complete MBA admissions package that goes end to end. Everything you are going to require for your admissions into that school, we actually help you with it. Our package includes an MBA admissions biweekly consultation where you talk to a consultant biweekly on everything and everything. We'll give you like the different schools, the timelines, the requirements, and email addresses of the contact persons, admissions committee, alumni, present students that can actually help push up your case. We have a school selection and initial schools conversations coaching because we believe that actually getting the name of the type of schools that you want to attend and how it can help you achieve your goal is the first step in the process. We help you with resume coaching and reviews, not just reviewing your resume, actually coaching in how to tell your story. We've had clients that actually did not have a 9-to-5 employment, that have actually just had their own businesses, but they're able to tell their story in a way that their resume includes finance, marketing, operations, business strategy. And the way you can actually craft your resume and tell your story is actually what's important. Nobody here knows a lot of companies back home in your country, but how you're able to tell your story, how you are able to rewrite what you've done is very important. And that's how we help you do that. Also, writing your essays is very important. The way you write your essays is very important. A lot of people write things that are so generic, things like, oh, I used to walk 10 miles to school every day. A lot of people are already writing that. How do you stand out? How do you ensure that your essay, when it's being read, the admissions committee member knows that I have to take this person. This person is who we would like to have in our program. Those are the things I would help you with. So we'd actually coach you on how to write the essays, then we review the essays. Then your recommendation letter is a huge part of your application because you need to get people that can say that you deserve to be in that class. We ensure that we review your recommendation letters because we like to have control of what happens. Well, this happens most of the time where we're able to review the recommendation letters, but sometimes a lot of recommenders actually want to have control of that. So the recommendation letter coaching is something that will be decided one-on-one once we start the service, if it is something that we can do or something that your recommender would like to do. Most of the time, for recommenders of international students, a lot of them prefer to actually have the students craft it. So we'll help review that one-on-one. Then we are going to help you with a full application review to all of the schools they are applying to. There are a lot of questions, a lot of things that are important to actually include in your application that a lot of people leave out. So it might be you starting a business at the age of 15. It might be your volunteer experience. It might be something that you're very passionate about, probably how you're a chess champion or how you love to cook. And sometimes a lot of students believe that, oh, why do I have to include this in my application? Why do they have to even know about it? Well, those are one of the things that will actually make you stand out and will help you bring out those information and help you apply to your application. Then a huge part is the admissions interview prep. Well, I can say this for most of the people that I'm talking to for the first time, their interview skills are like below 30%. And that is because as international students, the way we interview is different from the way they're expected to interview in North America or the UK, for example. A lot of us don't use the STAR framework. A lot of us don't even think that we have stories. So I've met with people that say, oh, I've never displayed leadership before. I've never been creative before. Of course you have. You just have to think back and look at your experience. We help you with those story writing. We help teach you what you should actually look out for and help you on how you craft your stories, because it's a huge part of your application when you are able to when you're able to interview well. look at it this way. If you don't interview well, they're not going to give you an admission because they're not going to admit somebody that's not able to get a job. So you have to interview in a way that people can see that, oh, if we actually give this candidate an admission, this candidate will find it easy to actually land the job here. So you have to put your application forward like, I'm ready to hit the ground running. And that's what we help you do. So depending on the number of schools that you want, we have the 1 schools package to the 6 schools package. Then if you are interested in other grad school programs, not MBA, we actually offer for specific master's and PhD programs. So you just have to email us and let us know which of the programs that you are interested in. Then we'll let you know if we actually offer coaching services for that or not. Then we understand that the needs of people are actually different. And some people don't need an end-to-end package. Like some people feel like they have their resume covered or their essay covered and they only need admissions interview. Some people just only need essay coaching. So we have different individualized services that can work for you. So we can coach you on every individual service listed here if you're interested in it without having to go through the complete process. So I'm sure you're wondering, this is all listed in US dollars. Yes, well, right now we receive payments in US dollars and in Nigerian naira. More payment options to be open later in the year. If you have a PayPal account, irrespective of your currency, it shouldn't be a problem. But for naira, our exchange rate is pegged at 450 to $1 for now. So before we go into our career services, we would actually like you to hear from some of our clients who have gone through the admission coaching and their success story. Oops. Now, I have Alex here, who is an MBA 2022 candidate at the University of Virginia, Darden. I have Dawood, who is an incoming MBA 2023 candidate, so he will be starting this fall. And I have Adedoyin, who is also an incoming MBA 2023 candidate. So thank you guys for actually joining our call today and taking time to speak with us. Alex is Nigerian, Dawood is from Ghana, and Adedoyin is actually from Nigeria. To note that Dawood and Adedoyin are actually coming to business school this year on full rides with stipend through the help of TitanRConsulting, and they're coming to top 20 business schools. So we'll start with Alex. Alex, thank you for joining us today. It's nice to have you here. Could you tell us in 2 minutes or less what you consider the most valuable about the admission services from TitanR?
Hi, everyone. Well, I mean, if I'm to look back and consider what I consider the most important, those coaching around interviews I valued the most. And at the time when I was about the whole business school thing, I sort of prided myself. I had this confidence that I was good enough. When I started talking to Titan R, I realized I was such a rookie in the process that I knew that I needed help. I mean, there is no way I'll be in business school because there were a lot of things that I thought I had done. I had to change a lot of things. Another thing would be my CV. I always bragged about my CV to my friends that this CV is dope, you know. But I gave it CV to Tommy and the thing came back with red lines everywhere. And, I was wondering what's going on here. But so at the end of the day, for me, it's those little things in terms of hear me clearly.
You are breaking up a little. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, so I'll just quickly take it again. So I said the most important would be this the interview prep service, right? I thought it was really good because I needed to learn some very specific things, how to smile, how to be excited, how to speak with very high pitched voice, and all those things. I mean, looking back, all those things are so important. don't do them, or you don't seem excited, or you don't have your stories put together, you would definitely. So I mean, for me, it was money well spent.
Alex, your volume keeps going down, so it's like your voice goes out, then it increases. I don't know if it's your headphones.
Okay, you know what? Just go to someone else. Then I'll try to fix. I'll just try to fix it.
Okay, all right. So, Dawood, we were going to Dawood. Dawood, thank you for joining us. I've actually known Dawood for close to 2 years now. So,
I think it should be more than two
more
years.
than 3 years, right? Yes, I think.
Yeah.
So, Dawood, how did you learn an hour? And how did the service actually help you in getting a full ride to ASU?
Yeah. Well, thank you for allowing me to be part of this. It's always nice to get to talk to new people. I hope my voice is audible though. Okay. Yeah. So my journey with Tommy and the entire team, I would say, started about a little over 2 years ago, and then I actively started applying since last year. And through Tommy and the team, I actually got to prepare myself right from scratch. I would say that I was one of the few that were really fortunate to be able to build a very good resume even before I started applying. And for each of the schools that I interacted with, I could see that they really appreciated the kind of document that I was presenting. And that wasn't because I was entirely good. It was mostly because Tommy provided that guidance. And so I think that became the genesis of it. And right from there, and being able to learn more about the institutions and what they provide. Because last year, for instance, even though I was able to get admission into a lot of schools, including Vanderbilt with about 80K in scholarship, and Washington all in, for instance, I still had some challenges being able to finance the remaining part, partly because there was COVID, and also partly because institutions that provided no co-signer loans like Prodigy and Empower also had their own limitations. And so these were some of the informations that I think are not so readily available. But through Tommy, I got to understand that, okay, if I even target certain institutions, I would be able to uh, get full ride, and I wouldn't even need external funding in addition. So although I got into Ohio State with about 70%, I decided to defer it and then retry again this year. And fortunately, this year I got into ASUWP Carry with 100% and a GA position that also provides stipend. So this time around, I don't have to worry about any finances again.
Thank you so much, Dawood. It's been amazing knowing you all this while. I'm so excited that you are actually going to be coming to business school this fall, and I look forward to seeing you in person finally. So thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Thank
So
you too.
Adedoyin, great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. How would you describe your experience with the one-on-one coaching service?
Hi, everyone. And thank you for having me here today. Just about 9 months ago, I was on the other side trying to get every information I could get on this journey. And I'm so excited that I was able to achieve my aim with this MBA process and all that. So honestly, the one-on-one coaching was a gift to me. I would say the TitanR program, the TitanR package that I did was kind of a one-stop shop. I used it for everything imaginable on this journey, from my test coaching to essay coaching to resume coaching and interview coaching. I think the major advantage was that it made me accountable. And, the fact that I will always add check-ins with the consultant, check-in with the consultants, made me accountable during the process. I didn't want to be lagging behind. Maybe when my essays were due, or when I was supposed to have my interview coaching, I didn't want to be found wanting. So that was really important for me. And I think that was one of the things that made me really successful on this journey. So I'm really grateful to TitanR for that.
Thank you, Doreen. It was a delight having to coach you. You're very energetic, and you didn't really stress me. So thank you. It was nice. So now we'll be going back to Alex. So Alex, I don't know. I don't know if the audio is it done now.
I mean, you guys got to give me the feedback. I don't know. How does it sound now?
It's like it goes. It's like we can hear you. Then it goes down like that. So maybe you should just use the
So what about now? Is it good?
Now it's good.
All right, great.
So,
All right, so can you just, take the question again, please.
Yeah, so I just want you to talk to us briefly, 2 minutes or less, what you considered valuable about the admission service. I know you were talking about the interview, and you were also talking about the resume that I sent back with a lot of red marks. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, the interview prep was really good. Looking back on the interview prep, all the corrections were spot on. And it didn't just stop there for me, because it also contributed to other interviews I've had. It was like a good base for me to build on, knowing all the cultural very cultural changes, I would say, I had to make in terms of I don't know what's going on, man. People say they can't hear me. I don't know.
I think it's just the microphone. You can just keep talking. Don't worry, it's fine.
All right, great. So,
great what you said.
Okay, good, great. So at the end of the day, it was. I mean, I was just very grateful that I did the whole thing. I'm a numbers person, so when I look back at the money spent and the value I ended up getting, it was not comparable. I also mentioned earlier that there is no way, if not for TitanR, right? Because they helped me with a whole lot of things, and for me, it's some of these things I learned. They are like lifelong skills. So imagine being able to interview, with a US school, the same skills will be needed to interview for a US employer, and I just really appreciate the whole thing. And secondly, I think another area is the fact that Tommy is very spot on when it comes to following up. I thought she was too on my. I mean, she was too much on my case. I thought at some point it was. I just didn't like the way she was chasing me all around. But at the end of the day, I loved the fact that and that's why I'm so excited to be here to share this story.
Thank you, Alex. So to reiterate what Alex just said, because I know his audio wasn't really good, he was talking about the admissions interview prep service and also the resume service. So he spoke about how the admissions interview prep actually helped him be ready to actually interview with US employers. And he thought he knew a lot of things, but he found out that from using TitanR services, he didn't know as much as he thought he knew. Then also the resume, he always used to boast to his friends before the MBA journey that his resume was like awesome, it was dope, it was everything. And I returned the resume with a lot of red marks, and it was like, I thought I knew all these things, which actually just goes to show that a lot of times we think that, oh, we have like the best resume, the best of everything, but we're not sure that that actually is what is required in the journey we are going to be progressing. And then one thing that he said, which I know that I do, is that he didn't like the way I was pestering him. I am a coach that I follow you around. So if you decide to actually join TitanR, I will let you be until you achieve success. I know we are different. A lot of people need more motivation than the others. So I enjoy giving assignments. I enjoy giving timelines. So if you're somebody that you're looking for, somebody to actually work with you, that would hold you very accountable, then you've come to the right place. To wrap up on the admissions testimonials, I would like to ask three of you to actually provide an advice for incoming grad school students. And Alex, you would like to start? I can just reiterate what you said. Or Alex, you know what? Just type your advice in the chat, and then Dawood and
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes.
I'll switch to my phone. Is it clear now?
Yeah. You can give your advice. Let me hear if we'll hear it.
So what was the question again? Just take it again.
Any advice that you'd like to provide to incoming grad school students?
Great. So, I mean, what I would say is for guys coming in, I think the first thing is to know that there will be a lot of shortcuts for you. There will be a lot of things that first time or you're seeing for the first time. So you just need to prepare your mind that definitely you will need to unlearn and relearn something, right? So in terms of like your first day, I think for me, I'd say that first of all, can you hear me, Tommy?
Half an hour, on and off. But you can just, you know what, just type it out.
Let me just type it.
Yeah, just type it. So Dawood, can you take us briefly on your advice for incoming students or prospective students, actually? Dawood, you're on mute.
Yeah, the online stuff. Yeah. So I was saying that I would like to borrow something from Alex that he said. I think that's a feeling that a lot of people who are applying to B schools actually do have. The feeling that you really know all there is to know and thinking that you do not need assistance from anybody. But usually it is until you start the process before you realize that there is so much you don't know, and then there is so much you need to humble yourself for, and then be able to learn from other people. So if there is any advice, I would say just assume that you don't know as much and approach as many people as possible. And if you're fortunate to be part of TitanR, then you have everything set because you're going to get all of those information. Yeah.
Thank you, Dawood. Thank you very much. So Adedoyin, any advice?
Yeah, from me, I think I'm also going to borrow a book from these guys. I would say get as much information as you can because information is power. Network with as many people as you can see from maybe the schools that you would like to go to. A lot of people are actually willing to help. They're actually willing to show you what you need to do to reach your goals. So network, then also get an accountability partner. For me, I knew of TitanR was that for me because there are times on this journey that things will be tough and you need someone to keep pushing you and to keep you going. So get an accountability partner, a support system on this journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Adedoyin. Thank you, Dawood. Thank you, Alex, our guest from the admissions section. We appreciate all of the insights. It was exciting working with you guys, and I look forward to working with you more in the careers bit. So we have our career services slide on now. For career services, we don't have an end-to-end service for now, but we have individual career services with their prices listed on here. Our career services actually are tailored to meet the needs of incoming and present grad school students, and also working professionals seeking to advance their careers, because the coaching is not different from if you want to move from a job to another job, or if you want to get a job from school. It's literally the same thing. And because we're accompanied by international students, for international students, we understand the peculiarities and challenges that exist for international students when they come to school. That is the reason why we don't limit our coaching services to admissions alone. So coaching somebody to get an admission is great, is amazing, but the important bit is how would the person accelerate their career from that grad school program? Because we believe that there is a lot of joy and fulfillment when a student, especially an international student, can land internships and full-time offers before completing their education. We understand that international students have like visa restrictions, and we don't just have that time to be complacent and to feel like, oh, I have a lot of time to make that decision. We don't have that time. We have to be on top of our game, and we understand that. So a lot of our clients have landed interviews and jobs at 1,400 companies, like I spoke about. And we actually have a lot of clients that are presently excelling in their roles, with a few of them even have gotten like promotions based on all of our coaching services and advices that we've been providing even after they completed their education. So we also like to debunk the myth that only people who go to certain schools can get jobs. Instead, we like to reiterate the importance of starting early and being tactical, irrespective of the school you decide to enroll in. So whether you go to a top 5 school or you go to a top 100 school, as an international student, you need to start working hard from when you get the admission, even before enrolling in classes. You don't want to wait till you start classes before considering career services. Because once you start classes, you would most likely not know what hit you. So this is what I see from international students. They are like so excited. Oh, I'm a new person. I'm in this classroom. I want to excel. I want to outshine everybody. And then they're struggling to get like 4.0 GPA. That's perfect. And they ignore the career aspect. A lot of these things are time bound. If you ignore it, you literally have to wait for almost a year to get those opportunities again. And sometimes those opportunities don't come more than once. So you need to make sure that you hit the ground running. And we at TitanRConsulting actually would help you do that. So we offer expert guidance on actually how to write your resume. So there are people that they probably have had finance experience and they want to go into product management. And they're wondering, I can't get into product management because my resume is all finance. Well, the skill of writing a resume is actually in your action words and your functional words that you include in the resume. The truth is that you might be a finance person, but in your role, you've had product management tasks that you have done. How do we highlight those? It's what we actually do. So irrespective of your industry that you like to target or the role you would like to target, we would also help you. However, we also encourage our students to be very, very open-minded. As an international student, you need to be open-minded when it comes to your career search. You don't come in and say, I want to work here. I mean, it's good for you to actually want to work somewhere, and it's good for you to target that, but you also have to consider applying to all other positions because it's very, very important for you to be open-minded, right? So based on how we are able to help our clients craft and work on their resumes, 100% of our clients who have gotten their resumes reviewed have landed interviews at either big tech, big consulting firms, investment banks, biotechnology firms, fintechs, or just general management companies, which is really amazing. So we've not had any clients who have gone through or who has gone through our resume review who did not land an interview. So something else that we offer is an in-depth approach to job search and networking. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I just applied to, people are like, oh, I applied to just 6 jobs. I'm like, you applied to just 6. Like, how is that even possible? Right? So we have an in-depth approach that will offer you to how you would navigate your job search and also networking. A lot of that is oblivious to many students. And the problem or the challenge that exists is, as a student, you have timelines for job search. You have timelines for interview, and everything that you have to do has to work within those timelines. If you miss those timelines, you miss it to the end of the year. So that's why it's very important for you to start on time and actually leverage our job search and networking services to actually help you with this. So if you're actually figuring out, oh, how do I start my job search? What do I tell recruiters? We are your plug to get started. And there is no early time, like you can never be too early. So if you're starting school this fall, that's you're starting in July, August, September, now is the time to actually start your job search prep, not waiting till August, because then it would almost be too late. Then a huge part that we'll talk about of landing a job is interviewing. Interviewing is a skill. It's not just about coming to speak English or just talking. A lot of time you talk amiss if you don't practice. It's a skill that has to be mastered. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have this skill. And you would know if you have been dinged at several interviews, you would know that, okay, I don't have these interview skills. So you need to reconsider how to interview. We would help coach you on how to craft your interview stories and tell them like a rock star. That is what we do. And interviewing isn't something that can be rushed. So you don't have an interview like on Wednesday and we say that, oh, Titan, now I need you to perform magic in 3 days. It's a skill that has to be learned. So that is why you need to start now. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the job is still till next year. Well, for a job, especially for international students, for a job that you're starting next year, the recruitment starts now. Most of the recruitment start like 12 months before actually the job starts. So if you have the mindset of, I'm planning to resume a job in June and you plan to start in February, you're not even going to get that job because the application and everything is already closed. Then if you like us to help you craft your stories, we're here. We can teach you how to craft your stories using the STAR framework and the COW framework to actually help you tell your stories and help you be interesting to your interviewers. There are also things about excitement, about the pitch, about your tone, how to modulate your voice that we can actually help and teach you. So if you're an incoming grad school student, if you have gotten admission already, you need to start preparing for the rigor ahead of you. If you're a professional, actually seeking to accelerate your career, you need to start now. Remember, looking for a job is a full-time job on its own. And it's better that you do that without the rigors of schooling. I mean, you can do that together with schooling, but it's going to be like your head is going to fall off. So it's better you start now. Before we go ahead to talk to our clients that actually started our coaching with us, I'd like to tell you that all of our clients that started our coaching last year, March last year, all of them landed first round interviews before resuming in the fall. We actually had a particular client that landed the internship position in the first week of classes as an international. And the person was not even in the US yet. So you want to be this, then send us a message, then we get started with you. So these are individualized services, behavioral-based mock interviews, case-based. For our resume review, it's not per hour, it's per resume. For our cover letter, it's not per hour, it's per cover letter. And then we have our job search networking coaching per hour, elevator pitch and recruiter interaction per hour. For most of these services, you probably need just 1 hour, apart from the behavioral-based interview, where you would need several hours, depending on your strengths and how prepared you are previously. So now we would go to, okay, before we go to our career clients, actually, I would like to talk about our program. So I can see Shama put in the chat box, why don't we offer end-to-end career services? Right now, we don't offer end-to-end services, but we offer programs and workshops. So our programs and workshops are they're the replica of our exact services, but instead of a one-on-one engagement, they are one-to-many. So one-to-many is you have one TitanRConsultant and you have a cohort of 5 to 10 people, 10 to 20 people, depending on the type of the program. So for this year, we're offering 2 main programs and a couple of workshops. We're offering a Head Start program for incoming MBA candidates class of 2023. Those are the people that are starting in the fall of this year, right? So if you are not an MBA candidate, but you are a master's degree candidate in the business school, probably master's in analytics, master's in human resource, master's in data analytics, then you are right also for this program. So the rush of starting classes is July to September. It's very underrated. You can ask any first year MBA what they thought or what they expected, because you will see your class timetable and, oh, you finish by 1 p.m. You think, oh, you have life. No, you would not. You probably sleep in school till like 11 p.m. doing assignments, preparing for case interviews and all of that. A lot of students are not prepared. And many of the international students are lost as to what to do. Everybody's trying to get good grades, everybody's trying to adjust to the new environment, and they often forget that a huge part of success of their program is landing a job. So we've seen how very difficult it is to do job search at the time, or to start job search at the time when classes are starting. So we created this Head Start program that will focus on coaching MBA students starting this fall on everything they need to know about job search and interview way ahead of their classmates. Very important that we have a lot of fellowships and opportunities that are actually open from March. A lot of these fellowships are a huge amount of money in US dollars, even going up to $80,000, $90,000 for candidates that are ready in March. And a huge part is a lot of these fellowships are for diversity candidates. And everybody here that I'm talking to right now, I believe, is a person of color, either Black, Asian. So all of these opportunities are actually for you. But if you don't apply then, you miss out on those opportunities. But you don't want to apply in March when you're not ready. So we're going to help coach you how to get the best out of your the fellowship opportunities that you have. We had a lot of clients get interviews in April and May, even before they had concluded, before they even concluded the schools that they actually wanted to go to. So this is a very interesting part. We'll have 2 cohorts for now for this program. The first cohort runs between March 6th to April 10th, and another cohort runs between April 17th to May 29th. It's 6 Saturdays, 2 hours per day, $250. So it's a time for you to focus as an international student. One, the world is going through a tough time. If you want to get a job, you have to work smart and fast. A lot of those opportunities are time bound. If you miss them, you might have to wait an entire year, and sometimes you miss it. There is no second chance. So you don't delay in contacting us. Then we have our accelerated coaching program for prospective MBAs. That is exactly like the Head Start, but it's focused on admissions coaching. So there are some people that probably cannot afford the one-on-one coaching or don't actually need a one-on-one coaching. They're kind of okay, but they think, oh, maybe I just need to brush up on my skills. So we'll have 2 cohorts for these that would run in September and November to target the round 1 and also the round 2 applications. We don't have the exact dates for this, but we know it's going to be 5 Saturdays, 2 hours per day, and the cost is still to be discussed. Then our workshops. So our workshops have a cohort size of 5 to 10 people and are hosted based on demand. So we have resume workshops, behavioral interview workshop, consulting, case, business technical cases, and job search coaching workshop. So this is like our one-on-one service, but it's 1 to many. So 1 to 5, 1 to 10. And if you think, oh, I can afford a one-on-one service, but I'm okay actually having a session with 5 other people, with 7 other people, then the workshops will be great for you, because we're going to have consultants actually teaching you like a small class about how to rewrite your resume, how to interview, and you can ask questions. The small cohort, so it's not like you're talking to like 50 people, so which is very important for you. All our workshops are $25, and they all run for 60 minutes. So now I would be going to our career clients to talk about their experience with TitanR. Yeah. So I have Grace Ibiroba. Grace Grace just completed a master's in applied statistics at Western Illinois University. I have Tangvo, who is an MBA 2022 at the University of Notre Dame, and I have Bismarck Kofi, who is an MBA 21 at OSU and an incoming Microsoft hire. So I would give them an opportunity to talk briefly about themselves and also talk about the experience with TitanR. So I'll be starting with you, Grace. Thank you for actually honoring our invitation. Nice to have you here. I would like you to please introduce yourself and tell us which of the TitanR services that you used and your experience basically with TitanR.
Thank you, Tommy. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, great.
Yes.
So thank you, Tommy, for this opportunity. I'm very excited to come here and talk about how TitanRC has been very supportive. And I actually, where I heard about the service was someone that posted on LinkedIn. I didn't know Tommy from anywhere. I didn't know her from Nigeria. I didn't know her in the US. But someone posted on LinkedIn, they got an offer and, celebratory post. And I just slid into their DM. And I asked, hey, I saw what you posted. I'm also an international student. I'm looking out for a job. At the time, I was actually looking for an internship. So we kind of scheduled a call. I spoke to the guy, and he just referred me to Tommy. He says, "Oh, I know someone. She's going to do this." And I told him, "See, I'm a student, though. I don't have plenty money for career services. I'm just looking for something that I can use to brush up. Like, I'm not getting the kind of feedback I want to get from all of the job search that I've been doing. And this was during the pandemic. So things were not going the way I wanted them to." So he says, "Oh, they have a very decent rate. So you want to try them. Like, she's not going to charge you too highly. And I'm very sure you get something good from it." So I reached out to her. And everything she says is exactly what she does. She's going to literally be on your tail. Like, she's going to be pestering you for information, for maybe she's asked for your resume or she wants you to do like an update on your resume. She's going to keep doing that. And I signed up for most of her services. She did a resume review with me. She did the elevator pitch with me. She did the applying to companies with me. Also the behavioral interview. So for me, I don't know if I'll call that an end-to-end, but I literally kind of signed up for everything. And I'm glad I did, because at the end of it all, I got an offer from a company that I didn't even dream that I was going to ever get a job there. But I worked with her. She told me, "Oh, have you tried this?" She has a ton of resources that you're not even going to see on the internet, that you wouldn't even know about. And she's just going to guide you to say, "Oh, I think you should do this," or "I think you should do this." So that's how my experience with TitanRC went. It's something that I'm so glad that I took the chance, that I paid the money, and that I followed all of what she said. And at the end of the day, I got a very, very good result from it.
Thank you.
That's my experience.
Thank you, Grace. It was nice talking with you too. Awesome. So, Tang, what would you consider the most valuable about the career services from TitanRC?
Yeah. Hi, Tommy. Thank you for inviting me today. Yeah, I think there are a lot of great things that I think I received and learned from the team, not Tommy, GP, Ola, but other great people as well. And I think what I can really comfortable say is TitanRC is not only like, to me, it's not like a consulting service, but it also like something like a truly friendship, who I can really turn into and ask for advice anytime. And I think just without the help of Tommy, GP, Ola, I don't think I can land just much interview and have kind of confidence for job search today. And yeah, that's the one thing. And the second thing I think is TitanRC helped me to realize how capable I am, how, and gave me a lot of confidence. And I think that kind of confidence boost is really needed for us who are on this kind of tough job search journey. And yeah, I think those are the really valuable things that I learned from the TitanRC circuit. And I do a lot of mock interview, and that helped me a great deal. And yeah,
Thank you.
That helped with my experience.
Thank you, Tang. It's nice working with you, and I'm excited about your success story coming forward. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, Kofi, you're headed to Microsoft. Kofi is is one of my friends. Actually, he's more than my client. And I would like to know, how did TitanRC add value to you on your journey?
Hi, hello, everyone. I'll talk about myself a little bit, but I would say that in sum, I was really humbled. That's what TitanRC did to me. Just really humbled me. But then, so my name is Kofi, and then I'm finishing my MBA at the Ohio State University. So I mean, Tommy, am I one of the first people? I'm hoping I will be. I actually want to be the first customer. I hope I am. Anyway.
I can't argue with you, but yes.
Anyway, so the reason I say that is because when I got admission into Ohio State, I remember very early, and then I sent an email to, so Tommy also went to the Ohio State, so she's an alum as well. Sent an email to the career service to say, hey, can you put me into contact with somebody from Africa that I can learn with? And then I was so lucky, and then they sent me Tommy's email. She was just about leaving school, and that's where the story began, and that's where all the services. There were so many red comments in my resume. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And that's really, you know, my understanding of why I say that I was really humbled, because just like Dawood mentioned and a couple of other people alluded to from the beginning, it's likely you can just easily be thinking that, hey, I know it all. I've worked here before. I've even reviewed other people's resume for them before. But the ball game is very different when you're international, especially when you move from somewhere else and you come to the US or somewhere in Canada. It's a completely different field. And so for me, it's Tommy's commitment. And when she says that she will chase you for information, she will make sure you succeed, I can bet my life on that. She will do that. You know, literally, I was more prepared for my meetings with her than for my career service. That's literally how it was, right? So because I need to make sure that my elevator page, everything gets ready, because then she would ask more questions than my career service would do. I need to make sure that, and in terms of services and how the value, I think there's a lot of blind spot, so much difference. I'm telling you, it's a lot of difference than you know when it comes to how to prepare for an interview, how to do elevator pitch, even adjusting your voice, just like she's saying, and you know what to bring to the table when you are interviewing is extremely different when you're doing it here and when you're doing it back home, whether you know it's in Ghana, Nigeria, or Vietnam, or wherever. As far as you're not in the US or in Canada, it's extremely different. And so that is the value. It really points out that you cannot do exactly the same thing, you know, and then get, similar results here. So for me, it's about, she pointing that out. And the interview prep, it's superb. I mean, she prepped me several times and she was always open to that. She giving me that resource, that help. And I think that that's really set me up for success. I can say that for sure.
Thank you, Kofi, and thank you all of our speakers. I can see some comments. Beatrice told me leaves for red comments. I mean, if I don't leave a red comment on your resume, does that work? So thank you guys. This is the end of our webinar today. And I know a few of you have asked some questions. So we have 2 minutes left before the hour. And I wanted to give an opportunity for anybody to ask a question. So if you guys want to ask any questions, please type it in the chat box. Or if you can come off mute, it's totally fine. Then you can ask your questions. I know that for some of the questions in the chat box, my consultants have been able to answer most of those questions. So Omomi, yes, Abori Shadifermi said you should send an email. And then for Omomi, I think you already sent an email. And Adeyefatiwa Lulua, it's not just limited to the US, just like Kingsley has said. But if you need more information from us, you can send us an email. So Sharma, you want us to show the price slides. Which of the price slides? The careers or the admissions?
The career.
Okay, I'm here.
Thank you, I've gotten it.
Okay, so any other questions?
Well, Tommy, I don't have a question, but I think one of the things that you had mentioned was, what advice would we have?
Yeah, what advice? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just touch on it briefly, and I think you've mentioned it. I'm just hoping that restating it would lay the emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Please forget about GPA when you come to business school. Forget about GPA. It does look up. If you find any person who has failed an MBA because they didn't get GPA, let me know. I have that. It's not, it's forget about GPA. Doesn't, I got my internship with Microsoft in November 2019. I didn't have any strike of GPA. I had no number on my resume, no number. And I already got an internship, which turned into a full-time job. I can assure you it's the least thing you want to worry about. If what you've come for is to get an MBA and to get a job, and one other thing I would say, sometimes, you know, maybe you're a finance person and you want to focus on finance. The question I have for you is that if today is your last day in the US, your school is done, you have to leave, and you get a job in operations, would you take it? If your answer is yes, I don't know why you are looking for only finance jobs. Apply for operations, marketing, HR, whatever they give you, just apply for it. Don't wait till it's your last day. Because if you would say yes to a last day job offering operations, then I think you should start working on that right from the beginning.
Thank you, Kofi. That's good advice. Thank you. Apply to all available jobs. Please don't be picky. You can only choose from an offer that you have. You can't choose from an offer you don't have. So don't select from the application process. Select when you receive the offers. Awesome. So now I will be stopping recording because we're already at the hour, and I'll be on here for